And here's what the rabbis have written. Listen carefully. The rabbis thought that the larger contribution you make to the temple or the synagogue, the better seat you get in the temple or the synagogue. And therefore, it naturally follows, if you give more, you get a better seat in the temple. That means you're going to get a better seat in heaven. Hello. Now you understand why the disciples were puzzled. They were saying, now wait a minute, Jesus. If the rich who give so much money get the good seats in the temple and the synagogue and they're going to make it to heaven, the poor haven't got a chance. And Jesus says, guys, you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. This is false teaching. This is false practice. Because you have forgotten the Word of God itself, and you focused on the tradition and the teaching of the rabbis. You have forgotten that something that is so important, and you should never forget it. But that's when I said never, never, never. That's what I meant by that never, never forget what I'm going to tell you. It is impossible for anyone to come to God in their own terms. Jesus is saying it's impossible for anyone to come to God depending on their efforts. It is impossible for anyone to come to God relying on their riches or their contribution. It is impossible for anyone to buy their way to heaven. It is impossible for anyone to enter into heaven based on their own accomplishment, no matter how rich they may be, no matter how high and mighty they may be, no matter how powerful they may be. They are totally powerless and helpless when it comes to their salvation. When it comes to salvation, the work of a person, the effort of a person, the wealth of a person, the accomplishment of a person will not bring salvation. I want you to hear me right in this one. In fact, because of their wealth often clouds their vision of God, salvation to them is going to be difficult.